Yo, what up? Be okay in this motherfucker. It's gonna be okay in this motherfucker. Like, comment, subscribe, share, dislike, do all that. Do something or show some love, right? So we're gonna talk about gods, demigods, and human beings, right? So, obviously we know a god is immortal, right? So, an immortal god has the ability to not only take out other gods, but they can feed off of other gods. So the only people that can take out a god would be a demigod, right? A half human, half god, right? So um, your gods would be the people you worship, the people you give your energy to, not the people, the entities, or yeah, it could be a person too. Um, in order to become, usually gods are well known. Not even usually, gods are well known, to be exact. So any god you know of has already had a statue, you know what I'm saying, in remembrance of this god, literally. So you're not walking around and everybody's just gonna be a god. First and foremost, they don't want everyone to be a god. A god is someone or something that you constantly go to every day and give your energy to, and that person and or see, the thing is, you can feel like a god and still not be a god. This is a fact. Like, you can feel like you're a god, but you don't have the knowledge of a god. And then even if you do, the thing is, gods possess knowledge that regular people can't even find in books, nor YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because the gods usually have been here for a long time. I'm gonna show you a few, you know what I'm saying? Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But pretty much I'm just gonna tell you right what it is. Statues like Rocky Balboa, um, who else has a statue? Popeye. Like, these things are literal entities that have became gods. Like, Jesus Christ is a god, right? Obviously we know this. You know what I'm saying? And also there are forgotten gods. You feel me? That no longer, I'm not gonna say they no longer exist, but until someone actually acknowledges that God, they do not exist. Like, this is a fact. They're not getting powered up. Like, they are not getting any energy. Like, they are just gone. And the reason for that is, um, so there was already a set of gods originally, right? Kings, gods, queens, and whatever. This was the original history, right? And so, obviously, there was a power control, and now some of the original gods that were already here are still here on this earth today, like today, like this is not a lie, and I'm gonna prove it to y'all anyways. Like, I'm coming with receipts. Um, so some of the gods, most of the gods that were originally here are here today. And so, and they sit right in front of your face too. They get praised in multiple forms and like literally. So, you know, it's just crazy. But anyway, so a god is something. Let's just recap. A god, we already know the definition, but if we don't, we can look it up again. I'm just read it verbatim, just because. superhuman being or spirit worshipped as having power over nature or human fortunes, a deity. Let's go to translations and go to, well, originally it was a clergyman, man of God. So, a clergyman is a male priest, minister, religious leader, a Christian one, right? So, um, they're telling you that their version of a God is Jesus, pretty much, um, and considered male. You feel what I'm saying? We know back then women were considered goddesses as well. I mean, they don't really get um, the acknowledgement that they do today like they did back then. You feel what I'm saying? It's not the same type of respect. Although there is a natural feminine energy upon the world right now, the woman is still not respected. You feel me what I'm saying? Like, neither is the man, but, like, it's crazy. But anyway, so you have demigods, which would be, excuse me, I'm still on gods. So, gods can pretty much make sure your fortunes is correct. Do this, do that, do this, do that. You know, and they all require something in return. Now, these gods are not going to require like some. So, for instance, if you want a money god, right, you can build the habitat for a money god by pretty much having a lot of cash, and so that entity sits there and brings in more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a fact. Um, you could bring you could have like your god could be hatred. Like, you could like, okay, you could the god of destruction, right? Like, these are like there are thousands of gods, to let you know. The god of destruction, right? Like, and these are specific. Understand that if you're a god, you're a god of something. You're not just, I'm just a god. Like, you have to understand that you're a god of something. You can be the god of misinformation. Like, literally, it's that serious. You know what I'm saying? Where you become this god, and now you send out energy of misinformation through individuals. You understand what I'm saying? And then you build a force based upon that. You know, that this is how you become a god. Facts. Like, you have to be a god at something. LeBron James is a god of basketball. You know what I'm saying? The best small forward of basketball there ever was. Michael Jordan, the god of basketball. Basketball god. You know what I'm saying? You have rap, like, literally rap god. Y'all heard the song. Like, literally there are rap gods. The god of hip hop. Like, bro, these are different gods. Y'all have to understand. I told y'all, gods usually, like, they have them, the dollar bills. Y'all would consider that a god. You're a god. It says, in God we trust. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is, I'm just gonna delete that video that I already got. Put it right here. What's crazy is, it says, in God we trust, right? So this is why we spend our money in the churches. Trust would be like a trust fund, like to fund something, like, yo, money, you know what I'm saying? In God we trust, we give our money to. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Excuse me. So these gods usually don't have sex with human beings, right? And so, with that being said, because it would make them vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? Because the only people that can kill gods or get rid of gods or have humans and have gods, which is a demigod, Human beings don't have any abilities. You understand what I'm saying? So, uh, when you say, I'm not gonna say human beings. Okay, yeah. So you got gods, demigods. You got um, human beings, and then you still have magicians. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gotta know that there's levels to all of this. Human beings can still be magicians. Just because you are aware that you have a life that is going on and on and on, like you inhabit a new body every time you come down here, does not mean that you live forever. You know what I'm saying? Because there could be a cutoff. I told you, uh, I told you, there could be a cutoff point for one anyway, because the male race is under attack simply because dudes won't stop. You know what I'm saying? In the bathroom, they won't stop going to jail. They won't stop. You know what I'm saying? Doing male on male activity. That's your thing. I don't have no problem with that. But this is just the facts that back up the fact that that males won't exist past a certain time frame. So when you add all that together, you know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta just pretty much put it into perspective. Like how are you gonna move forward? You know. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Being a magician and having the understanding that you live for a while does not mean you're an eternal God. You know what I'm saying? Gods did start in this form, but what I'm saying to you is they figured out their final form. They stopped aging. You know what I'm saying? So um, there is no dying. There is no, you know what I'm saying, going to the grave unless somebody gets rid of a god. So this is why you had movies where the gods would come down and have sex with human beings. You know what I'm saying? Um, People like to say the caveman, and I'm gonna get into that too because it wasn't just like, bro, like I'm just gonna tell you, like it's not what it seems, bro. Um, so demigods. Let's recap. Demigods are half human, half God. Those individuals. Um, like I said, I'm gonna show you the gods, the demigods. Um, those low key, a lot of the demigods, quote unquote, that um, that we would consider to be demigods, a lot of them already get raised up to be a god when the time is near. You never really see demigods, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like it's very rare. You're not gonna just find gods who are out here mating every day. You know what I'm saying? It's just like because they understand the, like I said, they understand how vulnerable it will make them. You know what I'm saying? Because at any point that child could grow up and eliminate them. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, a lot of these people, like y'all say, these people like to feast off of, you know what I'm saying, certain type of, like to feast on, you know what I'm saying, globs of this, so they get rid of them. Let me just say they get rid of them, you know what I'm saying, because they're not finna let them grow up and be, a nuisance. So they just away with them, you know what I'm saying? And because the thing is, they away with them because, you know what I'm saying, when you do these, when you away with them, you know what I'm saying, X amount, it makes you stronger depending on what type of God you are. You feel what I'm saying? So each and every God does not require the same type of. So you can go to this God and they, for instance, there are Satan worshipers, right? That's cool. You do what you want to do. And they go to him for riches, right? And he gives them riches in return. That's a God. Like, even though it might not be your God, it is a God. You know what I'm saying? He can determine your fortune, facts. You know what I'm saying? So when you go worship him and do whatever you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? You looking like, what do I have to give? So a lot of people have to give certain things in their life for certain stuff to happen. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we know what this is, but the entire industry isn't consistent upon, oh, there's this one, you know what I'm saying, God that we must obey, abide by. No, there's different sectors and different gods that require different things. You know what I'm saying? Different gods can take you to different stages of life. You know what I'm saying? So you could be, so there's money gods, you got leprechauns, you got dragons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dragons take you to the underworld. You know what I'm saying? Where you meet and can connect with other entities and other gods. This is a fact. Whether you want to go, um, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's a lot going on below. Everything is reversed. You know what I'm saying? So you would see the pyramid, right? This is just strictly for understanding purposes. You would see the pyramid, and then you would see the pyramid upside down in parts of the underworld. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a fact. Um, then you have, and then in the underworld you also have um, pyramids that a lot of these organizations live on. You know what I'm saying? So these pyramids that are upside down, everything is backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, you keep flying, right? The gods have created um, people and things that were before human beings, right? That were before our kind, or before they. Basically, the gods created different species. You understand what I'm saying? And they house these species at the other side of the world, right? So this is why when you fly a plane, y'all go in specific areas. Maybe or maybe not. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep going a specific way, I ain't gonna lie to you, if you keep going a specific way, you're gonna get to the other side of the world, which is pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally everything is upside down. So everything you can imagine, upside down. So instead of me, like, you know what I'm saying, we walking on the floor, we literally walking on the ceiling. Everything is backwards. And this is what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? You have individuals coming from the underworld trying to take over what we have here on Earth. This is where the zombie concept comes in. You know what I'm saying? And the gods, it's a lot to go with it. Um, so you have individuals coming from the underworld, you know what I'm saying, trying to make everything backwards. This is also why you had that movie, what was it, Us or something? No, not Us. What they had when they had the red coats or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was another version of them, and they had them or something. They had the red coats, and that's that underworld. You know what I'm saying? This is not the subconscious mind. Well, it is the subconscious mind in a sense, but that's the underworld. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, y'all think like. Anyway, back to what I was saying, right? You have individuals from the underworld coming here and trying to reverse everything. You know what I'm saying? And make one just something terrible. So, um, the gods placed these things that were out of control on that side of the world. You feel what I'm saying? Where there are things that we can't even imagine with our eyes, you know what I'm saying, live and are being housed and held captive simply because they consider it a nuisance. And to be honest, it's a powerful entity that they don't want to let loose. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when you just talking about gods and all of this stuff, bro. Why you think when you keep driving in the world and all of a sudden your homie or there's people that just disappear. You never hear about them no more. You know what I'm saying? They driving in like, bro. It's people that just don't get talked about anymore. They just disappear off the face of the earth. So, um, the gods, right? They can have kids, but a lot of them choose not to. And when they do, they make sure that they keep them within a bird's eye view, not even within like within 5 feet of them. You know what I'm saying? So when you be seeing these celebs, they always have their kids right with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they not finna let nobody come and counter in. They finna spit straight knowledge to that kid so they don't go outside their matrix. You see what I'm saying? So they're in a matrix and we're in a matrix, and some other people are in some other parts of a matrix. You see what I'm saying? So understand that um what was I saying? Well, I just want y'all to know that, like, bro, that there's and then the human. And let me just. I know I'm all over the place, but I didn't write it down, so I gotta kind of just like put everything that I seen right, into perspective. Um, excuse me. Uh, when you dealing with human beings, which are people who just are unaware, those are your human beings. People, like people who just unaware. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be. There isn't a, oh yeah, you're this race, you're that race. No, bro. If you are unaware, you're a human being. You don't have abilities. What can you do? Literally. You got the Professor X's, you got the Wolverines. Okay, let's make it more realistic, quote unquote, since y'all don't see outside of the box. You got the Professor X's that you can steal, like you don't have to physically see anything, but you know people's brain capacities, a lot of them are bigger than yours, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? So people are able to fucking figure out things that you can't and access files that you can't with their mind. So you got them. Then you have who else you got? You got like the Supermans that would be quote unquote a Chris Angel. You know what I'm saying? And do you really like? Just think about this. Do y'all think y'all closer to? Do y'all think y'all closer to the human being side or the Chris Angel side? This is what I'm trying to ask y'all. But y'all consider yourselves gods and goddesses. Like you're not producing any magical, nothing magical. Just because you can speak out of your mouth, you know what I'm saying? Not to say it like that. Just because you can, yeah, to say it like that. Just because you can speak out of your mouth, oh, I'm a goddess, I'm a god. That doesn't make you a god or a goddess. You still gotta go to work. You still gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, you still gotta. They don't even make you a magician. You still gotta go to work. Like okay, you may say, oh, magicians gotta go to work too, but a lot of magicians get put on game or get put on plays that you will never be able to. You know what I'm saying? Even though for self-gain magic, you have to pay those type of things back. When you get put into a position where a regular human being is aware and needs a magician, boom, now you got some paper to throw out. I mean, now they throwing paper up at you. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to start utilizing your mind. A lot of gods used magicians and wizards to get their jobs done. Kings as well, but a lot of gods did too back in the days. They don't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? They just send things. They just send messages through the minds of people. They don't have to do nothing. You're gonna always be praising these gods, facts, without even knowing. For instance, right? The Bible says Jacob. Jacob is a god named Yaqub. Correct. Correct. And the picture of Yaqub looks like Colin Powell. The statue of Yaqub looks like Colin Powell. Like it's like, bro, these gods are in the Bible, right? But the Bible says it's an allegory. So you want to look up each and every name of each god that's in the Bible. So Mary, You know what I'm saying? Is another God. Figure it out. Literally, and these gods exist on this planet to this day. Have you seen these gods? How can you consider yourself a god? How can you consider yourself a magician if you can't break down words that are placed right in front of your face? These words are spells, right? If you can break these words down, if you can see right for life for what it is, you're considered a magician because you have broken the code, correct? So you can be a magician and the thing is, magicians, they still can't take out gods. You still have to have a demigod with you. So, to be honest, the only way to take out these gods is if you were to want to take out these gods, you know what I'm saying? Because, to be honest, a lot of these gods are hiding from you right in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? Right in plain sight. Facts. So, if you were to want to take out these gods, you would have to go and manipulate the mind of a demigod. Facts. Some of y'all may be demigods. Most of us are not demigods. This is a fact. We have been stripped of that knowledge. So I'm just bringing this to the forefront because a demigod has unusual strength. You know what I'm saying? They have, literally, they have these unusual abilities. Y'all talking about, oh yeah, he can dunk the ball, you know what I'm saying, like this and that. Yeah, that's cool and all. But see, demigods have abilities they're not gonna put on the forefront. So when you see like these movies where you see the dude moving faster than the other dude, y'all seen the Incredibles, right? So their offspring would be demigods. You see, the Incredibles are demigods. Facts. They are incredible, but they still, you know what I'm saying, are not immortal. People don't worship these people. In real life, they are considered gods because kids and a lot of people worship the Incredibles. But in that world, they're not considered gods because everybody don't. To be honest, in the Incredibles, this city, they really was dealing with it. But see, them dudes was see, that's a good question, right? Because I don't want to mislead y'all as well, because you got people with unnatural abilities that still age. They're considered demigods. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're aging. You know, gods don't really age. They don't. They're going to stay here forever. They've been here forever. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have a demigod that comes in office. You know what I'm saying? So demigods have the ability to, let's just make sure, I always like to research because even though they be lying, this is our only form of reference we have. A being with partial or lesser divine status. So if you have a god, right, and the god is a god of destruction, and then you know what I'm saying, that mug can destroy anything. Just because you can blow something up with a 4.5 or a bazooka don't make you a god. You know what I'm saying? You would have to have, for instance, right, you take a dude that's 100 pounds and he knocking 800-pound men out. That's a demigod. Spider-Man, demigod. Even though we consider him a god in this reality, on that earth, he was a demigod. He was aging, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have no Spider-Man statues up, you know, because when you got to understand, when a statue gets placed in your honor, you acquire more power, you know what I'm saying? And you live a little bit longer. Facts. This is a fact because you're acquiring extra energy from the planet. You know, they had to use materials and then keep you in mind. And then when they're doing that, they're infusing your essence on the earth even more. You feel what I'm saying? So you're sticking to the planet. You feel what I'm saying? Unless somebody come and knock knock it off. You feel what I'm saying? Like they did the Sphinx, knock the nose off. You feel me? So I'm just gonna in this video on showing you the Colin Powell, and then a little bit of another god that is considered that's on this earth. So to reiterate, I think, do I need to reiterate one more time just to make sure y'all understand, like, not to say it like that, but there's this misconception that people think, oh, you're a god because, you know, our history says. No, bro, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? You may have godlike abilities, or you may have the ability to be a magician, but there's gods, demigods, human beings, magicians. You can slow your age down as well, becoming a becoming a magician. You know what I'm saying? But that still won't make you a god because people aren't giving their energy to you. There isn't a statue in honor, and you can't fucking make sure somebody is rich. Basically, what I want to say. Unless you know what I'm saying, doing a spell, but then you have to pay that back. You know what I'm saying? Gods don't have to pay anything back because they are gods. You know what I'm saying? When see, and let me reiterate that they don't have to pay anything back because God's already, well, everyone has to pay something back. Like, this is a fact. If you do something, there's gonna be, like, because there's order everywhere. So in a sense, they wouldn't have to pay it back simply because they're not doing the same things that we're doing. They're not foolishly out here just writing spells, right? So you can ask a god for something, they can go and get it, and then they're gonna ask you for something in return because they know that they would have to pay it back if they just went and just took it. You know what I'm saying? They know that the law of karma. You feel what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, y'all.